Tallahassee, the 8th-ranked Florida State Seminoles look to pour it on again at home as they open day 2 of the Dugout Club Classic against the Florida Gulf Coast Eagles. Another doubleheader on the docket today at Jo-Ann Graf Field. We can't wait to bring you all the action. Sean Salisbury, Kaylin Arnold-Elliott in the booth today. And Kaylin, what will she go with here? Paints the corner for a called strike 3.
That pitch coming in at 50 miles per hour. Favorite things about these early season games, these tournaments, is Bueno getting the opportunity over at first base. Gets that out. Now 2 outs for the Seminoles, but just getting players a lot of different opportunities. You never know what's going to happen later on in the season. Somebody could go down, and you want to make sure that you have that depth to be able to fill that spot and feel confident about who you're putting there.
Feast enough to lift College of Charleston over FGCU. On the ground to third. And Torres can't beat the throw. Good play made by FGCU and Nikki Gibson to open the bottom of the first.
You know, FGCU, they want to come in and they want to take one away from Florida State here.
Slow roller to second. The throw just beats Beecham. Good run up last week against Texas A&M. Hart up the middle, fielded by the shortstop Wiley. And it's a 1-2-3 inning in response for Allison Sparkman. She's got the stuff. Scoreless after 1 in Tallahassee.
Don't get to see or know about.
Popped up. Shallow center. Torres calls for it. She claims it. Another one retired for Jazzy Francic, and that's what you love hearing Lonnie Alameda say.
Really need to have a few in the bullpen.
Maddox Thomas over towards right center. Former national champion at Indian River State College a year ago is aboard with FGCU's. They love to string together big innings as this one makes its way through the infield. Back-to-back knocks for Thomas and Meek. Talking through it on Tell the Truth Tuesday and seeing those adjustments can be made. 0-2. Strike 3. Nope, beg your pardon. Scoreboard a little bit different. A team like Florida Gulf Coast can be so infuriating at times because they don't always go for those big swings. They'll shorten them up and just try to make contact and force the defense to make a play. Called strike 3.
Herself out of the at-bat, so because of her discipline, didn't get the swings and ended up walking.
Slaps it towards right field. Good run and catch by Emily Sherella. That first step to find the softball, the difference in retirement. Graf Classic, but did walk 5 times. Bouncer through the infields. Dax on base with Florida State's first hit of the day. Continue things for Florida State. Bouncer to third. Gibson to second. Throw it at first. Doesn't find the glove of Cameron Feast. The lead runner is retired. There's 2 outs in the second. Stanley over to Meek at second. The flip there is in time. Back-to-back scoreless innings for Allison Sparkman. The Eagles doing well defensively. So that's what makes it so exciting and why I think it's just time to step aside and pass the baton. Payoff pitch. Ball 4 and another base runner will get on for Florida Gulf Coast, the first closers. Florida State saying that it went off of Viancos, and our first base umpire, Chris Neighbors, the one to call it. And we will have batter's interference. So a little bit of a hiccup there. Take a second look.
She tries to slap it here. It does come up out of the box and hit her, so that is going to be an automatic out. And Sherella had to go back to first.
Over to Torres off one hop. Tough throw is made.
And Coach Deros is signaling to check that.
Easy decision for Craig Hyde to make.
It looks like Francic is going right back to what she did the first at bat. Tries to hold up on that and can't do it. She's going with that rise.
Deuces wild in the third. Hammered towards left center. That's down. Sherella is in. And Flaherty delivers with 2 outs in the third.
Francic goes back up with that rise ball, but this time Flaherty is ready for it. Takes her barrel to the ball. Hits it in the gap. Waycaser tries to get it in as quickly as possible, but Sherella.
Maddox Thomas up again. Swings at the first pitch. Allie Waycaser is in there, but misjudges it. Olivia Black scores. Big 2-out hitting from the Eagles. Team event last week. And a 6th strikeout for Francic ends the third. But not before Florida Gulf Coast opens the scoring in the inning. Knowles bats have 2 crucial, important things when you think about Florida State. And a bullet down the first base line gives Angelique Bueno a leadoff single. Right to Meek. Can't double up. Bueno at first. What a dive. What a stop for the Eagles. Their second baseman has come to Tallahassee ready to play.
Knew she was great, but I don't think that they knew exactly the full potential of what she was able to do. And the FSU fans kind of
everybody
yelling.
Wearing garnet and gold is Beecham. Pass Meek. Bueno's waved home as that ball goes all the way to the wall. It's a stand-up double for Jason E. Beecham, and the Noles are on the board.
And Jason E., she takes this ball that's low and away, right past the glove of Meeks. She tries to dive to make the play, and it'll just continue all the way to the ball, the way that Viancos and Sherella were playing. A pitcher and being a pitching coach right now, I have a lot of private lessons that I do, and a lot of girls, coaches tell them, hey, you're not going to be able to play at this level because you're short.
Hard over height wins that battle. In third innings, they've struggled to produce late in games. Popped up to second. Weidra finds it in the sun and secures the first out of the fourth.
That was a great job by Weidra. You could definitely tell she was struggling to see that ball, even with the
Peterson in extras to take down UNF 7-6. Giving the Eagles their second tournament appearance in program history. Another strikeout for Jazzy Francic. 2 up, 2 down in the fourth. Florida Gulf Coast bouncing back from a loss earlier today in walk-off fashion. Off to a heck of a start against the number 8 Noles. Called strike 3 on Sherella. Weidra picks off where Francic left off. Trying to get another leadoff batter out. Edenfield lays off. Team high 11th walk of the season for the senior. A run that came across for Florida State today. DeLong goes, throw way late. DeLong's into second with her 4th stolen base of the season. Something you can do with anybody. Dak smashes this to left field. See you later. Florida State leads for the first time today. The Dak attack really packs a punch, doesn't it?
Definitely, and that's a screwball on the inside part of the plate. Dak able to lift it, and I mean, she lifts it. That is a high fly ball over left center field.
Gold fans. Wade Kaser, tapper over the first, scooped up by Feast, and wins the race to the bag to record the first out. Beginning of spring, I just said work on your pitching because I don't think you'll crack the lineup, but some great practices leading into the opening weekend has given her a bigger role. Liner to center field, caught on the run by Biancos. Allowed out, but an out at that.
Forward to is that you never count out this team. They can make something happen at the drop of a hat.
And drop of the ball too. Sophie Wiley can't squeeze it, and Bueno will take her base. Widra into the gap and all the way to the wall. Bueno sent home. Play to the plate is off. An RBI triple for Annabelle Widra. And the rally in the fourth continues.
And Widra does it again for the Seminoles. That pitch is actually going to the outside part of the plate, and she pulls it into that gap and turns on the wheels. You can see her head looking to see where the ball is at. And she slides into third. Competitiveness, sometimes it can overcome you and you forget that it is still a game and you're supposed to enjoy it.
Ball four. Torres still yet to strike out this season. Can take one mistake that can get you out of an inning to maybe staring at a 2-run deficit or more after this at bat. Torres takes off. They check down on Widra at third. No play makes to Wall. Beecham hammers this towards right field. It's gone. Florida State pouring it on with 2 outs.
And I think that was due, honestly, Jason E. Beecham. It had been a minute since she had hit a home run, and she takes that pitch that's on the outside corner, drives it over right field. Now Florida State starting to pull ahead here, 7-2. And then capitalized on it.
And now Harp 0 for 2 today. Now an 0-2 count. Might have been taking a little bit too long for our umpire's liking. Into her role and really thriving in it even after a few seasons.
Right, and she knows her time is coming, and she's gonna put in the innings, put in the work, and eventually it's gonna be after an inning and having to transfer things over to the other charts. And just some of the little notes that she would write throughout the game were really funny. We would always try to figure out what she was talking.
Blame on herself. We'll talk about sequencing. We'll talk about improvements against lefty, righty. I mean, that mind knows no boundaries. And it's clearly working. Widra, portal, whatever you want to call it, that you have to come in with a big mindset every single game.
Right, and the game of softball.
What a great catch from her first base position. Archambault. More information, they're training better. It's just everything.
Yeah.
Tapper over to third across the diamond and dropped by Archambault. Dak takes advantage and moves up 60 more feet. Offenses understanding your role and the metrics that back it up are a big thing. Into center field, Dak turns the corner, she scores. Shelby McKenzie drives in another Seminole run. It's 8-2.
Shelby McKenzie finally gets a hit in this tournament right up the middle to score her teammate Dak. Great hustle by Dak.
Spots for you on any given day.
100%. That depth is going to be so huge for them as this season continues. You're able to give your starters a rest.
Danley goes down looking. Nice.
Currently, so Bueno able to get anything up in the air, it will carry.
Can't make contact. Back-to-back strikeouts for Kendall Wiley. But the Seminoles still bring another.
And Graf in the dugout club, but this year they traveled and went to Puerto Vallarta and then the Clearwater Invitational.
That ball shot to left field, and our new left fielder, Janai Kerr, fields it. Leadoff hit for Flaherty out of the number 4 spot.
Yeah, Texas is huge, obviously, as a state, but also now in softball.
Ball 4. Just the second walk surrendered by Widra this. Over to Torres. Caught up in no man's land. They just get the force at second. Flaherty caught up in that jam. Will move over to third as Torres opts to go to her left instead of her right. Games. See what Meek can do. Right back to Torres. Off a bounce to second. Hartley's turn. It's there. 6-4-3 to end the 6th for Florida State. The 5th off a fly ball to center field that could have been caught. Again, not exactly a routine play, but a difference maker for sure as Widra takes that one off the back and earns her way to first.
Yeah, I thought that.
Did walk to extend the on-base streak. Amaya Ross slides safely into second. She'll advance to third on the throw from Thomas, finding center field. That's some light work for Amaya Ross.
Yeah, and that.
4 with her home run in the later inning. Doesn't look like she'll get a hit today, but a pair of walks good enough to turn it over to Jason E. Beecham, who homered her last time up.
This is just such a hard
3-run home run today. That ball gets away from Thomas. Potter easily scoots from first to second. Continues to play its game pretty well. Beecham, roller to short, scoop by Wiley from her knees. The throw is in time. Amaya Ross comes in to score. It's 9-2 Seminoles with a potential game-winning run at third. Wiley's 3-2. Tapper to short. Wiley's throw home. Now Potter in a pickle. She's tagged out, but Kennedy Harp showing off the wheels. Goes from first to third in a flash. Good play initially made by Wiley at short.
And Wiley, she decides to go home to get Potter. Potter gets into the rundown, but again, great job by Kennedy Hart, making it all the way to third. So now
3-2. Fry to left field. It's down. Maddie Fry gives Florida State its 8th run rule win of the season. It's another 10-2 final over Florida Gulf Coast.
And what a great way to get your first hit of the season, a walk-off win for Maddie Fry and Florida State. That pitch was on the inside corner. She hits a hard line drive, and they dive for it, try to get it black out in left field, but the ball gets underneath her glove. So Florida State coming away with another run rule win. And next up, they will face off against Mercer.
A total team effort as the Seminoles mob Maddie Fry. Florida State opens up day 2 of the Dugout Club Classic with a big win. They'll be back in action against Mercer coming